Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and oh my god, what did I fucking what? So yeah guys, from what you can obviously see, we're gonna be reviewing this mess. Now, I've seen this film years ago, so really, I kind of knew how bad it was, and wow, I don't like this film. Just everything is wrong with it. Now, I'm not going to completely rip this film apart without kind of stating my own reasons for why, you know, it sucks so goddamn hard, but why just like everything in this film failed from the get-go. Now, many members of the cast were actually replaced for this film, with the only returning actors being the actors for Kitana and Liu Kang. Apart from that, pretty much everyone was gone. Hell, they even brought in a different director for the film, so already there's kind of a lot of problems with it. And the new additions to the cast we have are really bad. Really bad. We'll get onto the characters in a second. So there's no doubt in my mind that this film was like, it was more or less in development hell, and it's clearly evident throughout the entire film. You can even see during the scenes in this film that the actors become so just de-energized, like they just stop acting mid-sentence. And you can actually see how disheartened the actor for Liu Kang is, and it's a real shame, because anyone that basically touched this film with a 10-foot pole pretty much destroyed their acting career. And I know there's someone in the comments that's gonna say, yo, he's back in acting 14K in Death Race. Yeah, Death Race, big franchise. But you see what I mean? And it's a shame because he's a really talented actor, but I'm going off on the tangent now. Now let's get to the plot of the story, as like I've talked about all the problems of it. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna spoil the entire film for you, because you shouldn't watch this. You'll see enough here to know that it's a bad fucking idea. Now it picks up from where the last film left off, and Shao Kahn out of nowhere just appears and just turns up and just basically wrecks everyone's shit. Where's the Elder Gods? They don't care. And then Shao Kahn says he's gonna like destroy the earth in like 7 days. Why? Because he can, and apparently plot. So now our heroes have to go off and find a way of kind of overpowering Shao Kahn. Either that or trying to get, you know, the Elder Gods to help them, which they kind of should. Now in the first few minutes of this film, Johnny Cage is killed. Like straight up, just done. That's it. He's gone. So because of Shao Kahn appearing on Earth, they have to go on some quest to destroy him, and it gets really stupid. Liu Kang goes off and tries to find his animality. Oh my god, it's so dumb. And Raiden goes off to see the Elder Gods to ask them, hey guys, why are you not doing anything? And then the plot just progresses. I didn't watch this film sober. I refused to watch this film sober. It was awful all the same. Now, I really don't want to go into detail of this film because I'm wasting my time. Because it's a mess in terms of story structure, character progression, and nonsensical romance. This film is just a sham, and some of the worst acting I've ever seen on fucking camera.
You're alive. Too bad. You will die.
That's like the worst line I've ever heard in cinema history. Now you think that the characters in this film would save it, right? Liu Kang becomes a bitch. Like, he became the champion of Mortal Kombat. You think he'd have some confidence about himself. But instead, the entire time, he's pretty much a teenager and just doesn't know what to do with himself. 1 second he's going off and getting an animality, and the next scene he's in like some dog shit fight scene. To be fair, the only good fight scene he has in this entire film is when he's battling Smoke, but outside of that, it's a travesty. Even the final fight in the film between like him and Shao Kahn, it's just bad. In fact, let's talk about Shao Kahn. What the fuck, man? I understand that Shang Tsung was very over the top, but he played it off so well. It was well done. This guy turns it up not to 11, but to 1,000,000, and just everything that leaves his mouth, it's comical, but it's so bad.
It is glorious!
It's like the acting you see in porn, but worse. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he acted in that industry. Kitana, only kind of there for, I don't know, some emotional attachment to like Sindel. Oh god, let's get on to Sindel. Worst line in cinema history. Overacting to the point where, again, comical, there's nothing redeeming about a lot of the acting here. And then there's Sonya, who like undergoes like a massive character change. All of a sudden, she isn't this kind of strong, independent character who can kind of hold her own. She becomes kind of a damsel in distress, and she needs pretty much everyone to hold her hand wherever she goes. And you know what? Let's talk about some of the monster characters. Motaro, I can't tell what they were thinking. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's very brave on their part to approach something like that, considering of how Goro looked in Mortal Kombat 1. But Annihilation, man. The guy doing it, again, overacting. The guy looks like he had baby oil wiped all over him, probably snuggled up to Shao Kahn all night. Then we have Shiva. Shrek. That's all I'm gonna say. Shrek. And we do get a little bit of Baraka here, but it looks so goddamn bad. It's an actual joke. And then I'm putting this entire category here, palette swap ninjas. Holy sweet Jesus, did they just throw shit at the wall for this one. They pretty much put every single ninja in here, which sounds good on paper, but it's just a sham. None of them get character development. Like Sub-Zero gets the tiniest bit of character development, and then he just disappears after like appearing there for 5 minutes. It's just bad. Now some of you are wondering why I haven't talked about Jax. Jax just... I feel like every line that leaves his mouth in that film is just done really bad. Like, we have the cyborgs in there, and I like the cyborgs. Like, Cyrax was in there, but it was bad. Smoke, on the other hand, was quite cool, but the CGI it's abysmal. Now let's talk about the action. It's bad. There's only one good martial arts fight in this film, and that's only because the actor for Liu Kang is fantastic when he comes to doing action. But in saying that, just everything in here, like, there isn't anything redeeming. Like, the only like somewhat interesting fight in the entire film is when Sonya and Melina have like a fight in a mud pit. That's it! I guess that's supposed to be a bit of fan service, but outside of that, it's just... everything just feels bad. Like, the thing is, in this film, there are a lot of fights, but without context, you have a mess on your hands. Let's get to the final fight in the film. So bad. It feels lazy. It really does. And that's the really sad thing, because there's so much build up and the payoff is weak as hell, especially when the animality thing kicks. Ugh. Plus, the amount of flips in this film, 54 flips, whether it be back flip, front flip, side flip. Why? Fair enough if it's supposed to create excitement, but there's literally scenes in which they just flip out of midair for no reason. Don't get me wrong, it's the funniest thing, but it just comes off really stupid. I mean, just look at this.
Raiden is of no concern to us.
Oh my god, the CGI in this film. Thinking about it actually hurts. It actually hurts. CGI is just, it's dog shit. There's so much use of green screen in here, and that wouldn't bother me personally, except, well, it's done really bad. You can see the clipping around people's clothes, which completely destroys the immersion. And it's not like you see this like one time in the film. It's so incredibly noticeable, especially when you got this scene with all the ninjas flipping out the air. What were you thinking? And the worst part is that it gets worse. There's actually fights between main people and CGI characters, like I've mentioned. It's one of the worst things I've seen in cinema. And it's mainly because the character models that are in here, I'll let you see it for yourself. I had to watch an entire hour and a half of that. I will never get that time back, and that was the longest hour and a half of my entire life. And CGI is basically the main problem in this film. And the thing is, if you're putting so much CGI in a film and it's poorly executed, you're gonna have a poor quality film. And even when your actors aren't feeling it, that's worrying. Like, there's certain places in the film where the acting gets really good, but it gets immediately overshadowed by bad acting, lack of character development, or atrocious CGI. And another main problem with this film is that there's so much going on, and that's what stops the lack of focus. The film is spread so far and so thin, and ultimately by the end of it, it just falls flat. I completely forgot to put this in the CGI section. Animalities. What the fuck were they thinking? It's just the worst shit. Watching Liu Kang turn into a dragon was hilarious, but nothing was more funny than Shao Kahn turning into that Hydra. It's so goddamn bad. It's probably the one part of the film that I actually enjoyed, and it was for all the wrong reasons. It's just the fact that his face stretches. And then the two character models fight. It's basically like what would happen if a 7-year-old was taught stop motion by someone that was blind. It just looks so awkward and just so out of place. But now I'm pretty sure I've covered everything I need to in this. And I guess this comes to the conclusion of the video, which you guys are probably wondering, should I actually go and watch this film with my friends so we can take the piss out of it? No, this is the worst film I've ever seen. There's nothing about this film that I actually like, except that transformation sequence. That's the one bit, because it's so stupid and so bad. And it's abysmal. And you can kind of see why this had kind of killed a lot of the hype for like the Mortal Kombat franchise. This film came out around the same time like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 came out or something. And this is how you drive your franchise into the ground. Now they have been doing some fantastic stuff with Legacy and Rebirth. I'll get onto those at another time. This movie was that bad that they didn't make another after this. And you know what? I've barely seen any of the actors in this film even appear in like a film again. Now, fun fact whilst I was watching this film, if any of you are old enough to do this with your friends, go ahead, but every time there's a bad bit of dialogue, a flip, or just some general form of just stupid shit like bad CGI, you take a shot. I got 40 minutes into this film and I had to stop drinking. I drank a quarter of this whilst watching it. Not even this can save how bad of a film it is. Again, you're probably wondering, should I actually get around to watching this film? No, you shouldn't, but I will say watch it at your own risk. And if you have any physical copies of it, burn it. And if you like this film, I'm sorry. It's just, I don't get it. But that's really it for this video, guys. Now, here's a question I want to kind of throw out there. Seeing as I do have a camera, for my HB reviews thing, do you want to see more face stuff or more voice stuff? Let me know in the comments below. And if possible, let's try getting this video to 750 likes, as you guys do an amazing job of hitting my like goals pretty much all the time now. Now, if you have seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation, you poor soul, please put down in the comments below, what did you think of it? And also let me know what type of fighting game movie should I cover next time. I genuinely am really worried that you guys are on purposely gonna pick an awful movie for me to review again. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to add this in as well. Series do count, so we'll definitely get around to covering such stuff as Mortal Kombat Legacy, Street Fighter, The Assassin's Fist, stuff like that I will definitely getting around to talking about. But until then, guys, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I will see you all next time.
Coming round like a hurricane swirling, we're on the clock and the needle's turning fast. Don't miss a race, killing me slowly. Get man's mind to work.
Never give up hope.